Elementary. Please say hello to Billy Kennedy, Nathaniel Groves, and Emery Bacon. And from John Hanson Elementary School, please welcome Janine Walker, Everett Richmond, and Janine's sister, Jasmine Walker. And now here are the categories of questions we have on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty, with the easier questions worth 5 and 10 points, and the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question in each category. Both our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the second round, one of these two schools will come back to play James Ryder Randall for the chance to go on to this year's semifinals. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go to the red team. And Nathaniel, would you try your buzzer for me? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Billy, and to Emery. And the green team, Everett, try yours. Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Jasmine, and to Janine. Are we ready to play? Everyone looks a little bit nervous, but I like the smiles. And just the fact that you're here means your schools have already said you're the best of the best. So you've won in my eyes and the eyes of the viewers. So just have a good time. Let's have the better team win. We go alphabetically H before J. So, Nathaniel, let's start the game.
Please have Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, after an election, when a president is about to leave office, he is said to be a lame one of these birds that is the same symbol for the Aflac commercials. John Hanson?
Duck.
A duck. A lame duck. George Bush is a lame duck president, and it's a lame duck Congress. Good answer. Green.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, to get a tough job done, sometimes it's said you've got to put grease on this body joint. Hyattsville.
Elbow.
Elbow. Put some elbow grease to it. Let's get it done. Good answer. Go red.
Please have Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, the government of Peru has offered to the Obama girls a hypoallergenic puppy that looks like it's got alopecia because the dog doesn't have any what on it. John Hanson?
Fur.
Fur or hair. It's a hairless mutt. Absolutely right. I don't know. Might be a nice dog, but it doesn't look so good. Go green.
Dateline Science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, back in 1908, a duck-billed dinosaur fossil was found that actually still had skin on it. So like those Egyptian pharaohs, it too is called a what? Hyattsville. What do you think, sir?
Mummy.
A mummy, that's right, is a mummified dinosaur, just like those stretched skinned pharaohs that we see sometimes in Egypt. Good answer. All right, 70 for Hyattsville, 65 for John Hanson. Red team advantage.
We please have Green Things for 10.
You may. Green things for 10 points. Teams, bromeliads and epiphytes are plants that don't need soil because their roots literally hang in mid-what? John Hanson.
Air.
Air. They hang in midair. They hang down from the trees in the tropics. The air is so moist that all those roots absorb the moisture right from the air. Good answer. Go, Everett.
Can we have Green Things for 5?
Certainly. Green things for 5 points. Teams, if you are way off in what you're answering to me, you could say that you're using a green thing in the phrase, you're barking up the wrong what? You're barking up the wrong what, John Hanson?
Tree.
Tree, that's right. But you weren't. You got it right. Good answer. Go. 10-point advantage.
Let's get physical for 10.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, just like hurricanes and tornadoes can occur together, so too can these two catastrophic geological events that occur in the Ring of Fire areas around the world. Two-part answer. Give me them both.
Volcanoes and earthquakes.
You got them both. Volcanoes and earthquakes in seismically active areas. Good answer. Go Red. We've tied the score 80 all.
Body systems for 10.
Body system for 10 points. Teams on the NBC television show 30 Rock. They call ideas thought sickles and mind grapes and droppings from this organ. Hyattsville.
Brain.
The brain. They call them brain droppings. Absolutely right. Thank you, Billy, for your assist. Go Red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, during elections there are red states and blue states. Dr. Seuss talked about red fish and blue fish. In your science laboratory, there are red and blue papers that help you tell if something is acid or base. What kind of papers are they? Red and blue, what kinds of papers? All right, John Hanson.
I'd like to give it to Janine.
You may indeed.
Litmus.
Litmus papers. You got that right, young lady. Good answer. And that means you now are back up to 85 points. Go, Hanson.
Can we have Zoo Parade for 15?
Zoo Parade for 15 points, teams. Animals like guppies and frogs and praying mantises that eat their own kind are known as what kinds of animals, John Hanson?
Cannibals.
Cannibals. They're cannibalistic. Absolutely right. Good. Green.
Zoo Parade for 20?
Zoo Parade for 20 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, please. In Madagascar's 1 and 2, King Julian was actually this kind of primate that lives on Madagascar, John Hanson.
Lemur.
Lemur, that is a ring-tailed lemur. Absolutely right. Move it, move it, move it. All right, we've come to the end of the first round. Heisel at 90, John Hanson at 120. What a great game. Don't go away. We'll be questions, a few personal ones of our 6 scholars here today. And 6 outstanding young people. Let's meet them. Let's go first to Hyattsville. And Nathaniel, nice to have you on the program today. You're welcome. And tell us about your school. First of all, who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Washburn.
She's out there rooting for you. And the sponsor of your team, I know, is Miss Yu.
Yes.
And she is here today. And Miss Sternberg also had a part in helping you get ready today, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. Did you have any alternates on your team?
We have Ryan Moraine.
And we'll bring him out just a little bit later. You guys have matching shirts on today, sort of. Is that like a school uniform?
Yes.
That's wonderful. Now, Nathaniel, you were telling me that before the show that you have you do an awful lot in your spare time. Tell people some of the things you're involved in.
I do winter swimming. I am a hockey team right now. Pretty much I'm on sports year round. I play the piano and the French horn, and I want to be a scientist or an engineer when I grow up.
That's wonderful. And you'd like to go. Now, I know your colleagues want to go to MIT. Do you have a school picked out already?
No.
No. You're so well organized and everything. There's so many choices out there. You play really. I like how cool, calm, and collected you are over there, Nathan. Nothing seems to ruffle you. So keep up that good work. Emery, nice to have you here today. Tell us about yourself. This young man wants to be an inventor, and he's got a great idea. Tell us what your idea is.
I'm thinking of air-powered cars that have turbines in the front. You start it like an old biplane by spinning the rotor, and it takes in air. After the tank's full of air, the valve switches to the exhaust, so it doesn't really waste air, and it can go faster than gas-powered cars.
So you're really thinking an awful lot about this, about energy efficiency and practicality. I think that's really smooth. 120 for John Hanson. Last correct answer came from Everett. Lots of points to give away, young man. Where to next?
Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25 points. Teams, cuckoos and cowbirds lay their eggs in other birds' nests, which means those other birds are hosts, and those birds then are what kinds of animals? Hyattsville.
Parasites.
Parasites, absolutely right. They are parasitic birds. They let somebody else do all the family rearing. All right, with that answer, almost a tie score. 120, 115, red go.
Body systems for 15, please.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, this is a numerical answer. You will give me a number. Listen carefully. Soy, miso, and MSG are all tastes that are called umami. Umami is a taste. which is one of how many basic tastes? How many basic tastes are there, including umami? John Hanson.
10.
Not 10. Good try. How many basic tastes are there, including umami? Nathaniel.
3.
5. Sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami. Good try. Red again.
Can we have Dateline signs for 5, please?
You may. For 5 points, 4 hydroelectric dams in the Pacific Northwest are going to be coming down so that these fish can now swim upstream as nature intended, John Hanson.
Salmon.
Salmon, you got that right for another 5. Good, go.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, if you know what a Van de Graaff generator is, you can put your hands on it and your hair stands on end if you have hair. It's because of what kind of electricity? Hyattsville.
Static.
Static electricity, absolutely right. It really works with girls with a lot of hair. Jasmine, your hair I think would really stand up. Go, red.
Science potpourri for 5, please.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, you don't need shoes to make this kind of footprint that all of us are concerned about in terms of dealing with dwindling resources. We're all trying to reduce what, Nathaniel?
Can I please pass it to Billy?
Billy.
Carbon footprint.
Carbon footprint, absolutely right, young man. We want to make sure our carbon footprint is not so big. Good, go. Red.
Can we please have Dateline signs for 10, please?
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, there are claims in the media that a person with HIV was cured by transplanting this substance from inside of bones. Inside of bones. John Hanson.
Marrow.
Marrow, that's right, a bone marrow transplant. Good. Thank you, ladies, for your assist over there for Everett. Go green.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Just look at the monitor, please, in the studio for this question, if you would. These beautiful red flowers are actually the source of the narcotic opium, and they are also associated with veterans. On Veterans Day the world over, people wear these pea-colored flowers. What are they? Yes, what do you think, John Hanson?
I'd like to give it to Janine.
Janine, what kind of flowers are they?
Lilac.
Not a P initial. Has to start with the letter P. Not lilacs. Hyattsville? These plants are the source of the narcotic opium, but they are also associated with veterans who wear them in their lapels on Veterans Day.
Can I pass it to Emery?
Emery?
Pansies?
Good try. Poppies. Poppies. Those are poppies. Good try, both teams. Try again. Everett.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, if you're in the kitchen and the grease catches on fire, don't throw water on it. Throw sodium bicarbonate, which is better known by this term. Yes, Everett?
Baking soda.
Baking soda. That's what I want to hear. Comes in that familiar orange box. Good. Go. Yes, sir.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline science for 20 points. Teams, recently astronomers found exoplanets, planets in another solar system close to Earth, so close that it is just 25 of these astronomical units away. Hyattsville.
Light years.
Light years, that's what I want to hear. Thank you, Emery, for your assist. Go, Red.
Dateline signs for 25, please.
Dateline for 25 points. Teams, one of the most famous phrases in all of space history is, Houston, we have a problem. John Hanson. He might have jumped in a little too soon there. What did you want to tell us, young man? Nothing? Hyattsville. Houston, we have a problem. One of the most famous phrases in all of space history, uttered by astronauts aboard the 13th mission of what planned space program?
Apollo.
Apollo 13. That's what I want to hear. Good. Go.
Can we please have science potpourri for 10?
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, what same word describes what fireflies do and what people who take good pictures do? They are both photo what? Hyattsville.
Can I pass it to Billy?
Billy?
Photographers?
Not photography, no. The word is photo what? People who take good pictures and what fireflies do.
Flash.
Photogenic. Photogenic. All of you are photogenic. You take a good picture. That is also the generation of light. Go, Red.
Can we please have science potpourri for 15?
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, the Environmental Protection Agency has registered as a fungicide this familiar thing used when you do laundry for bleaching your clothes. What C initial bleach do we use that is also a fungicide? Everett.
Clorox?
Clorox, that's what I want to hear. Good answer. Good, go.
Green things for 25?
Green things for 25 points. The score update at this point. Hyattsville 180, John Hanson 170, almost tied. 25-point question in Green Things is as follows. In the fall, when your black-eyed Susans die, don't pull them out of the ground. They're going to come back next year because they are what kind of plant? They are what kind of plant? Hyattsville. Question. Oh, the buzzer has rung. That means we will not get to it. We'll come back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away. That is a tribute to the skills of these outstanding scholars over here. I'm proud of each and every one of them, as you are, no doubt. Our final tally today is John Hanson 170, Hyattsville 205. You guys did it at the end. Billy and Nathaniel and Emery, they're smiling finally. And Ryan back there, he's got a smile on his face. Miss you, thank you for bringing us a great team. Let's see some smiles over here, too. You guys did a tremendous job. Janine and Everett and Jasmine, you had us guessing the whole time. That's right, we're going to give you a nice clap over there. And also say hello over there, John Hanson. We've got Mimi, right, Mimi? You're a part of this team, too. Thank you for being here. Miss Lee Sang, thank you always for your help. And Delegate Jay Walker from Fort Washington and Oxon Hill, District 26, the proud dad of Jasmine and Janine over there. Thank you for being with us today, and thank you for tuning in. See you next time on Science Bowl. Bye-bye, everybody.